Well, hi there. Good to have you guys watching this video. 2018 is already an incredible year, and we are speaking that same victory over every one of you watching this video. I just want to take a quick little moment to really to encourage you guys, because there's so much to be encouraged about. This year, the beginning of 2018, we saw in the National Post and in the CBC that suicide is on the decline in Nunavut. The statistics are in. And since the year 2014, when the Arctic Hope Project, consequently enough, was launched, the suicide rates in Nunavut year by year have been declining. And in one community, Pangertung, where we launched the Anana Project, we had our Arctic Hope Leadership Development course and also a children's vacation Bible school. The year 2017, there was not a single suicide in the entire year. And folks, get this, that happens to be the community that my family comes from. That has not happened since the year 2000. For 17 years, there's been at least one suicide in this community. And when the church rallies behind a particular initiative in this community, not a single suicide. And I think that is direct evidence of what happens when God answers our prayer, but also when we call on God to move here on the earth. If you have your Bibles, I'd love for you guys to turn to 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 7 and 9. And this is really a story of Hannah, the prophet Samuel's mother. And you have to understand that Hannah, she was barren. She could not have any children. In that time in the Old Testament, it was considered that God didn't like you if you were not able to produce any children. It was really an awful thing, a shameful thing. And similar to perhaps some of you watching this, you might be going through a very tough time. And to compound her not being able to have children, her husband's other wife was able to have many children. And this other woman's sister wife, we'll call her, she tormented poor Hannah day and night, and it was just an awful situation for Hannah. So here's a question: how do we overcome things? How do we overcome traumatic things? How do we get out of a victim mentality? And in verse 7 and 9, I'm reading in the Message translation. It says, "So Hannah got up and she ate some food. She then pulled herself together, slipped away quietly, and entered the sanctuary." It's really a beautiful picture of how to, a picture that God, I think, illustrates and how we can overcome some traumatic things. There's a time where grieving is very necessary, but there's also a time when you make decisions on really working with the Lord to change things in your life. And Hannah here, she ate some food. Now, I'm not advocating that any of you start comfort eating, because that also can be a destructive thing. But she pulled herself together. She gathered herself, and she slipped away quietly. She got alone, and she went to the sanctuary. She got before the presence of God. And later we find out that she actually asked the prophet Eli to pray for her. This, I think, is really an important thing for many people watching this, that it's a framework of overcoming things looks like that you pull yourself together. In the midst of the most troubling things that you've ever gone through, it's important that you pull yourself together and that you find a place where you can connect with God, who really is the life source of our well-being. God is our life. He gives us life, and He helps us overcome some very awful things. I know that to be true in my own life, having overcome sexual abuse, and now God using my experience to bring life to many Inuit in the Arctic. And folks, just encouragement that there's an overcomer spirit in you, that there's a victor inside of you, and His name is Jesus. And He's pulling you into victory, not only for yourself, but also for the people who've gone through similar things that you've endured. And so we speak life over you, we bless you, and we thank you for walking with BPEA as we continue to see Canada in the glory of God. Bless you.